Welcome to International Soccer Break. I am your host, Sahil. I have Rahi and Roy. And boys, we thought maybe we had a huge transfer coming to Saudi Arabia in Mbappe. He decided against it. But then another gentleman decided to go there. A gentleman
Sure
by the
did.
name of Neymar.
Another
Oh,
one bites the
still
dust,
playing?
my friends.
Neymar's
Another
still
one
playing?
bites the
I thought
dust.
he retired, man. I
Sure.
can't
Neymar
believe-
is still playing, and Neymar's gonna be flying his private jet all over the world. Apparently, they're giving him access to a private jet. There's always a lot. Whenever these things happen, by the way, there's a lot of rumors coming out, so we don't know whether it's true or false. But the list of stuff that he was getting was just unbelievable.
I think
Yeah.
Bieber's going to be on that jet with him. Aren't they like good friends?
They are good
They're like
friends.
really good friends.
Neymar's really good friends with a lot of like global athletes. That's it, more so than any other like soccer player.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time like befriending like people. He doesn't spend as much time at practice, I think, but he spends a lot of time befriending celebrities, which is smart. Smart. He's a little more famous maybe than he deserves to be based on his record, but we'll get into that in a second.
So
Got the name, man.
Neymar makes a move to Saudi Arabia to go to Al Hilal. He's joining
Yeah.
Khalidou Koulibaly and
Yeah.
Ruben Neves.
And Ruben Neves, the former Wolves man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a historic club in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
One the most successful club,
Yep.
a storied franchise, a team I've supported since I was 3 years old. Actually, been my favorite team
Hilal.
from the very beginning. Al Hilal.
Big Al Hilal fan.
That was the first jersey I ever bought. That is not true, actually, in case you're wondering. But
Historic club.
Yeah,
Lot of
I
history.
do know they're a historic club, and I do realize that they've been very successful in a difficult league.
Neymar, continue. Please continue. Go ahead. What did you want to say?
Roy, what do you want to say about Neymar moving to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. So these contract details that Sahil has hinted at, they're looking absolutely absurd. So I was excited at the possibility of Neymar coming to MLS. I kept reading LA Galaxy, rumored to be signing him. And then I saw what Al Hilal offered Neymar. These are the rumored numbers. Again, I've seen different numbers, but it seems to be around this range. PSG is getting over $100 million. Absolutely absurd. No team is going to offer more than 30 for an often injured, soon to be 32-year-old Neymar.
Can you repeat that again? PSG is
PSG
getting what? PSG is getting how much?
about $100 million
PSG is getting $100 million.
for Neymar. About $100 million transfer fee. So
I
that's
think they paid more than that for him.
yes, they did. They paid, what was it? It was a record-breaking number in those times there. So they paid more, but they kept him for a few years.
They're selling him
He
at a
has-
loss.
He has plummeted. His performance has plummeted. They were never great for PSG, but it's gone down significantly over the past 2 years. But $100 million. On top of that, Neymar is getting $219 million a year. That's the approximation of what he's going to be
What?
getting. That's absolutely absurd. That is insane. Even if it's 30 million less than that, even if it's 100 million less than that, the actual number that ends up coming out, that is criminal amount of money that this player is getting. He is failing upwards, and he's failing upwards by getting 10x more than he deserves.
Look, I mean, anyone's going to make a move except for Kylian Mbappe for that kind of money, right? Like, but so let's kind of talk about that. He's a 31-year-old player. He's moving now, so he's not a washed up star in any capacity. But let's talk about this, because Neymar, out of all the major players, has had one of the most checkered careers. So my offside question for you for the day is: has his career been a failure? Ronaldo's won Euro, and he's obviously won Champions League. Messi's now won a World Cup, a Copa America, and Champions League. What has
And the league's
Neymar
not,
done?
perhaps.
True. What has Neymar done?
He got the Confederations Cup in 2013, right?
Oh,
The
correct.
Olympics in 2016.
Olympics.
Wasn't he injured for those Olympics?
No, he was in the Olympics. He won the Olympics and he won the Confederations Cup. But
2016 Olympics, 2013 Confederation Cup.
he was absent for Brazil's Copa
America.
win.
He wasn't there. He was injured for the 19 Copa America victory.
So onside, offside, failure or no?
Go for it, Rocky.
This is a tough one. I think he certainly hasn't realized his potential. And I think when you look at what he could have accomplished and what he has accomplished, it's been an utter disappointment. He has won Champions League, as we said, but that in order to win that, he had to join up with Luis Suarez and Leo Messi. Man, if you join up with Luis Suarez and Leo Messi, you might win a Champions League. You know what I'm saying?
I win the Champions League. Absolutely.
Yeah, you could. So very
Absolutely.
unimpressive from what he's accomplished. Very, very unimpressive. But I'm going to go offside on this one because we're judging him based on his ability to win tournaments that are incredibly difficult. He has an Olympics. He has a Confederations Cup. Leo Messi, the greatest player in the world, won a World Cup finally. And that barely by the skin of his teeth, right? In 2 penalty shootouts that they scraped through those 2, right? So to judge him on his ability to win international tournaments, I think is not the way to judge a player's career. And so for that reason, look, he's done well with Brazil at times, but he hasn't realized the potential. I get that. But I don't see his career as a failure. I think he was never as good as we made him out to be. So for me, this is offside because he's been inflated by, yes, a skilled player, yes, a flashy player, but never as good as we suggested he could be. And for that reason, I think it's on the media, it's on us as fans for inflating this player and then making him out to be a failure. So I am offside because I think he did fine.
Okay.
Just wasn't as good as we thought.
What you got?
Completely disagree. I don't think this is on the media. I think this is on Neymar. Watching Neymar for Santos was like watching, I can't even describe it. It was poetry in motion. It was absolutely beautiful. It was Ronaldinho times 2. It was just so much fun to watch this guy play for Santos. And you just knew he would be one of the greatest players of all time based on those performances. He made a move. He started off really well in Europe, did some beautiful things for FC Barcelona. And then things just started to get into question. We started to question, wait a second, he's obviously brilliant. He's obviously extremely talented. He does things that no one else in the world could do. Some could even question whether Messi could do some of the things Neymar has done on the field. But it never amounted to anything. It never amounted to more than that Champions League, sure. But the rest of his trophies, a Super League Cup, you got the Confederations Cup, you got like a U20 championship. It's just all things Olympics that don't really matter. He never won a Ballon d'Or. So this player who started so brilliantly in his career ended up fizzling. And look at his latest move at the age of 31, at the age where players are still in their prime. They're still amazing. Look at Messi and Ronaldo at 31.
Yeah, Messi didn't win any of these championships we're talking about until he was about 33. So yeah. You know,
So it all happened.
Copa
later.
America, none.
yeah,
World Cup,
At
none.
the international tournament, sure. Copa America and World Cup. Yeah,
The
100%.
international
But
tournaments,
Ballon d'Or, a different story. But anyways, with Neymar, his career has been on a constant downward spiral, culminating with this multi-billion-dollar move to Saudi Arabia. I feel he's selling out because he knows he doesn't have much else to offer in Europe. I think he has a very good idea that had he moved to Barcelona, he would disappoint, he would be injured, he would once and for all conclude for the rest of the world that, hey, this guy just didn't make it. This guy just didn't play to his potential, and that is so disappointing. So he's leaving, he's collecting his paycheck, he's selling his soul, and he's going to Saudi Arabia at the right time. Good on him for making all that money. Him and his future 1,000 generations are going to be
I agree that he is. This signals I'm done. This move signals I'm 31, but I'm done. I've had enough. That's what this move says to me.
Yeah, I agree with Roy being onside for this. I think, you know, whether it's the fact that he hasn't been the player that we all thought he would be, or he's not as good as we all think he is, or whether it's the fact that you know, he just, you know, couldn't win. I think either way, his career has not amounted to what we thought it would be. There were so many times where Brazil hosted the Copa America, thought they would win that. They hosted the World Cup, thought we would win that, couldn't get any of it done. we'll have a whole other segment on Brazil's failure in the last, couple
But
of
remember, in
decades. But yeah,
2014, he was injured. You forget that. In
he
that
played
World
though
Cup,
at the
he was
beginning.
injured.
He did play at the beginning until he got
No,
injured.
I know, but
Yeah.
the game, but the
And
if you
they
remember,
beat Chile. They beat Chile in penalties. It wasn't like it wasn't like a walk in the park where he played either. Like it wasn't like
but he was
tearing
injured
up the
against
tournament.
Colombia before that game against Germany, right?
Yeah, fair. In that game he was, but would he
He
have
didn't
changed the
play.
7-1? Would he have changed the 7-1 drubbing? I don't think so. I mean,
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
it's like he wouldn't have changed that game. So anyhow, we'll see. He's gonna do fine. He'll be fine, and Neymar, if you want to throw some of that cash our way, we'll be happy to redo this segment and say that Neymar's been the best player ever in the history of soccer, better than
Come on,
Messi or Ronaldo.
$100. Just slip it
Well,
over.
Roy
here,
will take
man.
off his Messi hat. Rahi
I'll
will wear
I'll
his
wear a Neymar jersey. Just throw
Rahi
me a
will
few
wear his
$100.
Neymar jersey. Roy will wear his Neymar jersey, and I'll wear my Neymar onesie, and we'll cash in and have
Just
some
call me
fun.
Rahinho.
Rafinho.
There you go.
Give us, hey, we could film our videos in a room in one of the palaces he's being offered by the Saudi Arabian government for going to play there. Palace, private jet with pilot, and a full hotel staff in his palace that he's going to be living. This is what he's getting.
We
That
can film the
sounds.
bathroom, man, of that palace. I'm sure
Give
it's
us the
amazing.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Give us the toilet. I'm sure the toilet is big enough to fit us all.
The
Yeah.
lighting, yeah.
And at the end of the day, Neymar might, he might shock us all and go out and win Copa America next year, and then we'll all be like, okay,
That'd be kinda
can
cool.
rethink. But for now, Neymar, enjoy your move, enjoy your private jets, and as always, for everyone out there, keep watching the beautiful game.
The beautiful game.
Joga bonito.